Welcome to our toilet paper tube tutorial on how to make a mini lantern. For this craft, you will need a toilet paper tube, some string or yarn, a pencil, and try to get one with an eraser, scissors, a battery-operated tea light, a compass for circle drawing. This is optional, but that little pointed end that it has will help you make holes in your lantern. And whatever kind of things you need for decoration, markers, paint, glue, jewels, whatever you have that you want to decorate your lantern with. And now we are going to join Melissa, the director of Harrison Township Public Library, as she presents to you how to make a mini lantern.
Here's a tip to get these little pieces of paper off. You can just use a pencil eraser and go over it, and it'll get all of those little bits off for you so that our lanterns are pretty. All right, there we go. Okay, the next step that we want to do is we want to cut our tube directly down the center. To do this, I flatten mine so I have a line, because one of the things that I don't do well is cut a straight line. So I fold mine, and then I can just cut along the fold. Now, the next step that we need to do is I used a piece of my string. The toilet paper tube, if you see, is just a little longer than our candle is, and we don't want it to wrap over. So what I did was I took a piece of string, of the string that I had, and I wrapped it around the base of my candle as a way to measure how big it was, and cut it the right length of my candle. And then I was able to go through and mark my tube to cut off the extras. And I do it on both sides because, once again, I need a guide. Cutting a straight line isn't something that I do well. And then we're just going to cut off that excess that we don't need. I'm going to measure again. That looks good. If there's a little overlap, that's okay. We just don't want a lot of overlap. So this looks just good to me. Okay. Now we're going to take our tube. I'm still going to work with the curve of the tube, so that when we make our lantern, it will be round again. I've just got that extra bit of edge. So now we're going to fold it in half. Just like that. Fold it in half. Okay, and next we're going to fold up a piece about an inch. About an inch. It can be a little more, it can be a little less. This is just going to be the top and bottom portion of your lantern. So it doesn't have to be exact, you just need those folds. So it looks like that. There you go. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut that to make the lines in our lantern. So we're going to take our scissors. These lines are very thin, and as you can see, it makes for a very open lantern. And this one that we'll get to, I made the lines a little thicker. So it's going to let a little less light out, but it's still going to be beautiful. It's up to you, whatever you prefer is what you can do. This one you're going to see the candle a little more. The other one's going to be a little more subtle, so whichever you prefer. And then we're just going to cut our lines in all the way up to our folds that we made. See that? All the way up to the fold. And just space them evenly. You can eyeball it. There's no need to measure unless you really want to. watch your fingers. Okay. See that? We got all of our lines cut in there. Okay, now it's time to decorate. You can decorate it however you want, with glitters, with markers, with glue, with paint, however you want. Just because I don't have time to watch the glue dry, we're going to go ahead and use this one that I've already decorated. Pause the video now, go ahead and decorate yours, and when you're ready, turn it back on, and we'll get it on our candle. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do it the other way around. Okay, so I'm going to use tape to attach it to the candle. You can use whatever you have. If you have hot glue, that works. I'm just going to use tape. So I tape it on the one side, and then I'm going to wrap it around. And we'll tape it again once we get it all the way around. Again, I didn't tape it very straight. There we go. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of overlap. That's okay. We just don't want a lot of overlap, but just a little is just fine. So you're going to want to tape it to your candle, but then you also have to tape it at the top. There we go. Oops, I've got a little piece that's sticking out here. I'm going to tape him too, because I can. Okay, now we're ready to attach our hanger. In order to do that, we're just going to poke a hole for our string, or a ribbon or a yarn or whatever it is that you have. So I looked for my hole punch and I couldn't find it. But what I did find is a compass. You can also use your scissors. However, given my lack of coordination, I'm going to try and use a compass instead because it just seems like it would hurt less than poking myself with scissors. So we're just going to poke a hole. I'm going to kind of wiggle my compass around a little bit to make it a little bigger so it's easier to get the string in there. And then again on the other side of your lantern. Okay. Then we just need our string. I cut too long and then cut it again later, so because it can be too short, but it can't be too long. We can always trim more off. All right, there's one. Going to bring it around the other side. Maybe I should have made that hole bigger. I can't seem to get it in there. There we go. All right, and then you just tie. I'm going to tie this side first. Then we're just going to tie a knot in the string so that it hangs there. That's going to be the same procedure no matter what you have, whether it's yarn or ribbon or whatever it is you chose to use. I wish I had some pretty ribbon here. That would have been really pretty. And tie the other side. And then trim off some of that excess. There we go. There's our really pretty lantern. Let's turn it on so we can see. I hope you've enjoyed this. Keep an eye out at the Harrison Township Public Library's YouTube channel and Facebook page. We'll continue to do craft videos and post them to our channels. Thank you for watching.